Hello, hello, hello. Breezy T from Breezy T and Hugs. Good morning, everybody. Nobody's in here right now, but I just wanted to pop in and say I'm taking a break. um, I've had a lot going on the last, oh, really ever since August of last year. And with my mom going through the stage 3 breast cancer and having the double mastectomy 2 weeks ago, and then a few days after that, my grandmother passed away from a massive stroke and excessive bleeding on the brain, which is her mother. Um, Hi, Eminem. So it's just been that kind of past few months for me. I've been flying back and forth, going down to Mississippi every chance I get. Thank you so much. It's greatly needed. And I'm just exhausted. So I haven't seen the kid in like 3 months because normally, y'all know I'm notorious for hopping off the truck to go see the kid. But it's just been I've been running back and forth to Mississippi. I haven't been able to like be at home, like talking about it. um, so the kid comes home today. I'm back in Ohio. I got back Wednesday night, and the kid comes back home today for spring break. So I'm just like, wow, I'm so excited. I haven't seen my baby in 3 months, y'all. So I'm excited about that. Hubs comes in tonight. So it's just going to be a great little time for our little trio, the Turbo Trio. So I'm excited about that. My grandmother had a beautiful homegoing celebration. Oh, I will, girl. I will. I will definitely enjoy the time with the kid. He is just an amazing kid, and I love spending time with him. And he's so funny. He's hilarious. But there's never a dull moment with us. I just realized none, never a dull moment. So, but yeah, Granny had a beautiful homegoing service. Um, it was just amazing. And like I said in my choppy video from before, my granny was prepared. She had picked out everything. She had already set everything. She had basically planned her own funeral. Who was to sing? Who was to this? Who was to... She did everything. Who was to do her eulogy? Everything. And so I was just like, oh wow. I was very, very happy that she was that prepared. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we don't think about that type of stuff, or we just don't want to deal with it. Because like I was saying before, when my father passed away, Daddy was not prepared, and so when I went to pick, everything out or whatever, I was so emotionally unprepared, let alone prepared to do everything. I literally stood at the door and just pointed and was like, okay, that one, because I wasn't about to flip through no catalog full of caskets, and I definitely wasn't going in that room to look at them. But like I said, as we were coming out in the other room, there was a beautiful like purple casket on display, beautiful, beautiful. And my mother was like, "Is that Granny's? Is that my mom's?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Girl, Granny was prepared. Granny had already picked out everything." I was like, "Oh my God." So yeah. So it's just been, I wanted to stay in Mississippi for a few days, and I did. I wanted to assess my mother because, like I said, she was doing great as far like her double mastectomy was great. They feel like they got everything. They sent out to the pathologist. Everything came back good. Um, but your emotional state can affect your physical recovery. You know what I mean? And so that is what I was really, really worried about with mom. But she seems to be doing okay. Like I said, it is 8 of them. So it's 7 girls and 1 boy. And, she's always been the stronger one. definitely the stronger one, and she just, right now she's been, like not at her strongest, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you. But she is doing really, really well and everything. So I was confident enough to say, okay, I got to go back to Ohio, you know, and get some things done. Because when you're away from home, I have people that do things for me, especially like my best friend. My best friend is amazing. She takes care of my house and her house. Uh, so I'm just like, okay. So, it's just been great. Even and people are so good. People have been just tremendously gracious throughout this time, and I can't say enough. Y'all, the church was so now my church is pretty big at home. My home church, it is pretty big. You know, there was not even standing room, literally. And when you when you think about it, it just shows what kind of life she led. You know what I mean? And it's just been, it was just overwhelming, and just like in awe. And so I was good, but I sat on the second row because I got there just in time. Like the family had already walked in, and I get there just in time, before everybody was sat and everything. I was like, okay. So it was like a crazy, crazy flight. Just the weather in Denver had put it to where I could not fly out of Denver. So of course we were on the truck, and we drove like 1,200 miles, which it was on the route, but we drove like 1,200 miles so that I could get to Kansas City, Missouri, so that I could fly out of there. And so I literally barely made it. And well, I made it with an hour to spare. Yeah, I had an hour. And so I was like, okay, but Kansas City, that airport is really, really small, and I didn't realize that. And so I'm just like, okay, left my son my Ray Bans in the Uber driver's car, and he called. Well, Uber sent a message or whatever, and was like, the driver wants to give you his number because you left an item in his car. So I was just like, okay. So then he was like, well, I'm going to see if Uber can send it back to you. So I was like, I can send you a shipping label because I love those glasses. It's like, I can send you a shipping label, but Uber is going to send them back to me for free. So that's great because we Uber a lot. But I thought that was really, really nice of Uber. So thanks, Uber, and thanks, Benjamin, and whoever was in the back of your car on your third ride after me that saw them back there. So thanks. But yeah, so it was just crazy. And the flight, yeah, Uber. And then the flight, oh my God, y'all, they were price gouging like a mother. And I was like, oh my goodness, because they had grounded that plane. They had grounded that what is it, the Boeing 757. They grounded it, and then after they grounded that plane because of those two crashes, um the weather, the bomb cyclone came through. So y'all, like, they were price gouging. I'm talking like 1,200 to like $4,000, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because normally I don't get good deals on flights because I buy my flight at the last minute, sometimes the day of or the night before or something like that, because I never know where I'm gonna be. And a lot of times it's just like, okay, I gotta go, and fly in from like, Portland, Montana, this is that. Yeah, thought this done was price tag. No, they literally, you could get a flight. I was like, are you kidding me? And then they were like, well, they had canceled me, and they were like, okay, well, we're rescheduling to Saturday. I was like, Saturday, I need to be where I need to be, and so it was just like all the people from the grounded flights and all the people from like the weather issue, you know what I'm saying? The Denver airport wasn't even, getting back on schedule until like that Sunday. And I was like, are you kidding me? So Hub found, I think I paid like 800 something for the flight or whatever, but it was crappy. Oh my God, it was so crappy. I had to fly from Kansas City to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Houston. That's right, we do. We really do. From Kansas City to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Houston, and I had to overnight in Houston. And we were late because I was like, okay, well, I'll just get a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Or call somebody come and get me because I know a couple people in Houston, and I called. I was like, okay, you know what? And she was like, it don't make any sense for you to get a hotel because you're only going to be there a few hours. So I live 10 minutes from the airport. I'll come get you. Well, by the time I got there, because we were late for whatever reason, it was like 1 o'clock, and I was like, I gotta be back up here at 5. That's 4 hours. And you know, when you haven't seen people in a long time, you know what I'm saying? That's not gonna be a I'm going to sleep, you know what I'm saying, blah blah blah. And then she was flying out that Saturday also, going to California, and she didn't have to be there until like 7:30 because her flight didn't leave until 9. But mine left at 7:30, and I was like, I am not missing this flight. I'm not fooling with you. I'm gonna stay here. So y'all, I stayed at the airport, and it was a lot of people there, and I was like, okay, um, I just didn't want to take the chance on missing the flight. You know what I mean? And so I was like, okay, so I stayed there. I didn't sleep because I wasn't about to go to sleep. You know, I was like, no, I'm not going to sleep. So I was running back and forth, smoke cigarettes, coming back, this and that, which I'm about to smoke right now. I'll quit again eventually. Good morning, beauty. How you do? Oh, good morning, beast. Hey, boo. What's up, brother? I miss y'all. I need to see y'all. I need to lay eyes on y'all. But so yeah, it's just been, it was kind of crazy. So I was like, I ain't going to sleep. Yeah, yeah. So I was like, I ain't going to sleep up in here with these people, and I'm by myself too. I was like, no. So it worked out pretty well. I went, just for a time because I was getting so sleepy, and like I don't know, like they don't open the TSA thing so you can go through from one terminal to the next until like 4:30 in the morning. And so I was like, okay, you know what? It was like 4 o'clock. I said, let me go and make myself presentable just in case, you know what I'm saying, I'm, pushing for time when I get to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. Yeah, I went and did a little makeup and stuff, and I'm glad I did because I had the base part done. So when I got to New Orleans, it was raining. I was like, Jesus, y'all, I put it across that causeway like it wasn't nothing. I was like, okay, you know what? I got to get it. I got to get it. So I made it to my sister's, hopped the shower. But let me tell you, okay, so this is what happened. I have to pass the church to get to my sister's house. When I got I could barely get down the street. Y'all, I saw that hearse. I saw those people. That's when it became real to me that my granny was gone. I was like, oh my God. And I literally stopped the car in front of the church because I couldn't function at that point. I sat there for like 5 minutes and I was like, okay, girl, you got to go. You got to go get ready. You know what I'm saying? So I went to my sister's right down the street. I got dressed. I came back and it was just great. The whole family was there. Everybody was there. And so I was just like, okay, this is good. I made it. And coming back, I had a good flight. There were no delays, no this, no nothing. But y'all, let me tell you, flying into Atlanta, I hate it, especially when I have to change. You know what I'm saying? Change planes. I hate it because their airport is huge, and then you gotta hop the train because you're never taking off from the same concourse. And I'm just like, okay. And I had like supposedly 54 minutes, and I was like, all right, well, I don't know what happened in those 54 minutes because I know it didn't take me that long, but I was able to get from concourse A to concourse B. You know, in that time frame, hopping the train, finding where I needed. I was like, okay. I was like, really? And I was hungry. I was like, I'm starving. But I had some more snacks in my bag. So I was like, okay. So I did that. And then I get home. My friend picks me up. And I'm like, okay, so no X amount of money for an Uber to go home tonight. So I was like, okay, this is cool. When I got home, y'all, I was like, let me stop and get me something to eat. Got me something to eat, brought it home, and literally hopped shower and crashed. I was like, okay, you know what? I am exhausted. So yesterday, a friend of mine, they had a death in their family, and I was going to cook them something to eat. And I was like, okay, and take it over, for the family because everybody had been so nice to us and everything. And I was like, okay, now it's time for me to, do what I normally do. I was too tired. I went to the grocery store. I got all the food and stuff. I was too tired. I came back. I laid. I said, let me just lay across the bed just for a hot second. Y'all, I woke up. It was like 10 o'clock. I said, oh my god. So I'm glad I didn't tell her what day I was bringing the food. So I'm taking it today. So it's cool. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna cook that and take it over and stuff today. But I put in the title break because for one, Tyler's going on spring break. For two, I've already been on break for like a week or so from the truck, and I am going to stay home with the kid. And I was like, okay, so I can get ready. I got to get this hair done because this is a hot mess. I get this hair done because we got that couples night thing Friday night where we go to the theater and everything. So I'm just like, okay. And I have to find something to wear because with all of this going on, I didn't order my dress. And I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, so that's another thing that I got to try to figure out. And I hate shopping. I hate shopping. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But anyway, so I'm going to find something. But, I just, sometimes you need to take a break. Sometimes it is very, very important that you take a break. Even if it's just throughout the day, you take little breaks or whatever and get yourself together because I just don't want to be extremely overwhelmed with anything. And with all of especially anything that's not, you know, positive or, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes life can just overwhelm you in general. But what I want to do is just just live a couple of things with your husband or you and yourself. Oh, with the husband, it's me and the husband and some friends from here. So he'll be home for it. And we do this every year. We pick like something at the theater to go and see, and or some type of something that we can all dress up for or something like that, and we do dinner and everything. Thanks, I'm already having Starbucks for the day. Okay, so I got text messages coming through. I was gonna take my friend Starbucks, and she said she already had it for the day. So I'm like, I'm a little late today. But yeah, so that's what we do. We get all dressed up and we go and we have a good time. So we are going to see the Tyler Perry play. I think it's what Medea's family funeral or something like that. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and it's really a good time. It's really so next time we do it, y'all should join us. Yeah, y'all should join us, and it's really good to be able to just have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, thank you. Yeah, I need a little break, and so I'm just like I said, speaking of breaks, it's just really important that you just take those breaks. You know what I mean? And enjoy. Because what I really want to do is like just be stress free, which I pretty much am, because y'all know me. I don't make any situation funny. Any situation. Gotta work and make up for the yes, yes. So I told Hubs, I was like, all right, let me get my little break, cause y'all know I ain't missing no time with my baby. So I was like, okay. He was jealous. He said, "Oh, I'm jealous because you're gonna see him first." I was like, yeah. But so I'm just like, dude, you know what? After this little break right here, I said we're gonna run it hard, and we'll be good. So the weather is changing, so that's a great thing, because I'm literally sick of the winter. So Beast, I feel you. This winter has been just crazy, and you can get stopped, shut down, this or that, and the weather has just not been good to my wallet. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Yes, yeah, you see Eminem over there. So yeah, so I'm just like, it's crazy, but I'm ready for it because I need to have a good time. I need to set myself for summer because I take my breaks, my vacations in the summer, and I'm not changing that this time either. So I'm going to have myself a good time. Last year we did it kind of early because nephew was graduating, so it went in May. But this time I want to do something that something I haven't done before, and it's not too much that I haven't done, but I want to go somewhere I haven't been, and I just want to have a good time. So I haven't set my summer vacation yet, but I'm gonna figure that out. So with that being said, I am going to enjoy the rest of my break, and y'all see what I'm doing. You're going to have to drag Sasha from the steering wheel. You know what? He's getting more on board with taking the breaks, though, Beats. He really is. Because I'm like, dude, you in a whole different, because he's not used to team driving, you know what I'm saying? He had a year to get used to it. And so he's just like, okay, but Hubs man, I'm telling y'all, that's Hubs. Sasha be like, I gotta work. I'm like, dude, you love this truck that much? You want to stay in this, mama? This dude. I just be like, oh my God. So what I have learned to do is I go ahead and I book whatever it is that I want to book. I go ahead and pay for it. I be like, bro, you got to come off this damn truck because we're going to so and so, so and so, so and so. My husband loves his job, y'all. I have never seen anything like it. He loves his job. And when I say he loves it, I mean, like, oh my God, he don't mind getting up, he don't mind going, he don't mind leaving, he don't mind running. Yes, he is about that life. You absolutely right. He is about that life. I'm telling you. Hubs will run 365 days calling on FaceTime. But yeah, so he will run it, run it. Done called a couple times, that means he on his way. So I'm excited. But yeah, Hubs will run that truck like you wouldn't believe. And I'm just like, bruh, we need a break. We need a break. So I'm making him take his breaks. And every time when I'm not on the truck, I'm hopping on the road now. Be home in a bit. I love you. Oh, I love you too, baby. So, yeah, I'll call it back in a hot second. But he'll just run that damn truck, and I'm just like, man, I ain't never seen nothing like. Then when he talk, what do you want to talk about, Beast? He want to talk about the damn truck. He talks about the truck. He want to talk about the industry. That's all this dude. I'm like, dude, can we talk about something else? I want to talk about the damn truck. It's like, oh my God. Like, anything, everything. He want to talk about FMCSA. He want to talk about, I'm talking, y'all, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I'm just like, bro, like, for real? For real? Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does. But he loves it. And that's how I know that, he don't mind grinding for it because he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And I'm just like, okay, so we got it's just kinda I really want to say it's kinda hard right now because we're juggling trucks in different areas. Yeah, I'll put it like that. Trucks in different places. Put it like that. So you got one thing going on, they do it, one way, and then you over here they got another thing going on, they do it a different way. So it's kinda hard, But trucking is trucking, so the wheels are rolling. So I'm just like, eh. No, we had five, um, and we were trying to because the magic number was seven. That was the magic number. The magic number was seven, so we moved a couple around. You know what I mean? We moved a couple around. So it's proven to be pretty good, So now we're the only one that's left where we are. Yeah, we're the only one that's left where we are. So we move some around, and so I'm just like, okay, but it's pretty cool. But no, they especially now, right now, it's a good thing Yeah. Right now, it's a good thing that we were running because we had one that sat, oh my God, that dude sat for about 5 days for weather, unloading and weather, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, oh my God, because he couldn't get there because of the weather for 3 days. Then they were backed up for like a day and a half, 2 days. But the brokers, they try to compensate, you know what I'm saying, this and that. So I'm just like, all right, it's okay. It's okay. But he was sitting, and so when he sit, we still gotta pay him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, all right. But it comes out of our pocket, so I'm glad our truck was running because man, let me tell you, it's just crazy. Trucking is good and it's exciting, but if you're not stacked and have that reserve, it can break you, you know. And so sometimes our reserve is good and sometimes it's not because sometimes we have to dip into it, you know what I mean? Because we want to make sure that our guys are paid. So sometimes we have to take the short end of the stick, even though we've been the one that's running, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. And then trying to get all new trucks. It's good when it's good, but it's bad when it's bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm just like, okay, and then trying to get all new trucks coming out of the used trucks, it's man, it's rough. It's rough. And then you try to go different avenues to see which is gonna be better, you know what I'm saying? So it's rough. So I was just like, okay, but we're coming out of the tunnel. Everybody's coming out of the tunnel. Y'all see that light. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. So it's going to get good. Fuel prices went up this past week, so that means the freight is going to go up a little bit, But sometimes the brokers, let me tell you this, um, Hubs had, yeah, one day at a time. Hubs had a friend of his that was running in the snow, you know what I'm saying, this or that, and he gets to the broker is pissed off. I mean, he gets to the shipper's pissed off. He's like, I paid, all this money for this load to get here on time, and then you're late, you're blah, blah. And he was like, did you see the weather? And he was like, well, that's why I paid what I paid for the load. He said, $800, you want me to risk my life for $800? Dude was like, $800, which it wasn't really. He said, I paid $4,500 for this load. He called a broker right there and was like, you know what, I'm done with you because I paid $4,500 for this load and you only give the driver eight. So brokers are like stealing money, man. They should have a cap. I feel like they should have a cap, like a certain percentage that they can actually take. But you got some shady brokers out there. But then you have some good brokers. Like we have relationships with some good brokers. We're working on some new stuff right now. Yeah, and his friend, he gave the guy, what the Brazzo say? He gave him he $2,000 check right there because he was like, thank you, you know what I'm saying? But he told the broker he was done with him, and I was like, okay. I said, wow, that is crazy because they should have, like I said, a percentage cap as to what they can take. But they don't. They just take whatever they want to take. And I'm just like, okay, luckily we haven't had to deal with any like shady brokers or anything like that, but they're out there. They definitely are out there. And, I think it's ridiculous because these companies are paying X amount of money for their stuff, and then the driver is getting, pennies on the dollar. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. But, thankfully, God is good. God has provided, and, we run, and it's okay. It's okay. Could be better considering the weather, but it's okay. So I'm excited for the change. I'm excited for everything. To get it going and just for my next break, ready for my next break already. But yeah, so that's that. It's just it's a lot going on from every aspect, but I feel like we can handle it, and so that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. But yeah, oh well. I'm just sitting here looking at people. I went to get my Starbucks and I pulled over here because I wanted to do this video, and I was like, okay, because I don't have a stand in here. It's in my car, but I'm just watching people. People are funny. And I'm just watching, and that's what I do. I'm just like, okay, and I think of something funny to say later about something I seen today, because that's what I do. But anyway, well, all right, people, you all enjoy your day. Um, oh, I'll do a video with the kids sometime this week if he let me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll do a video with the kid. Cause he's amazing. Oh my God, I miss my baby so much. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Like this. You was riding down with your husband, crazy ass. Yes, beast. Yes. Oh, and dude, I told Beauty that I was like, my whole life flashed before my eyes when we slid across that ice. I was like, oh my God, we're going down, we're going down. Yes, but I rocked it. I was like, okay, I took Cabbage Hill a couple times, you know what I'm saying, on my own. I was like, all right, I can do it, I can do it. And so I did. But, Cabbage Hill, that hill is crazy because going into Oregon, that's the worst side. But coming out, it's not that bad. But I took it going in a few times because I didn't want to wake Hubs up because he was asleep. I was like, you know what? I'm taking Cabbage. I said, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I passed that first way station. I was like, okay. The second way station, I said, oh, shit, this is it. I was like, you got to do it now, girl. You can't turn around. I was like, man, I put it in manual mode. I was like, okay, let's do it manual. Let's hit this Jake. I looked, I was like, all right, I need to be in Jake 2. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man. But I was excited and happy that I could do it by myself, you know what I'm saying? Without him sitting up there, I was like, man, I was like, okay, but this winter has pounded and pounded and pounded me. It gave me a different view on trucking. I was like, is this what I really want to do? Because there were times, y'all, and I know y'all seen the video because I made a video about it, and the husband was like, I was in the back beating on the thing. No, I was back there doing some serious praying. I was like, come through, Jesus, because it was ridiculous, like whiteout, like you couldn't see nothing. And I'm just like, man, I have not seen a winter like this one, on the road. Because last winter, I was escaping it, you know what I'm saying? And then previous winters, he was just like, okay, well, it's bad, but it ain't that bad. But of course, the Hubs, nothing is really that bad. You know what I'm saying? We could be going through Wyoming, the wind is 65 miles per hour. We got 1,500 pounds, 1,500 pounds, not 15,000, but 1,500 pounds on the back. And he's like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm like, bro, the trailer is in the other freaking lane. What are you talking about? It's not that bad. This is horrible. But how's we'll roll it? Yes. 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 So that's what I'm saying. I seen some of you all's videos with the winter and stuff. Yeah, it's been crazy. Then you see all that aftermath and everything. I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to look. I don't want to see it. I don't want to this. But, I wrote it. So now I got 2 winters under my belt. I can't necessarily say I'm excited about next winter because I'm not, because y'all know what I said. I said I am going to run like hell. I'm going to run hard. And December 21st or 22nd, whenever my baby go on break, I'm going on break. And I will see the truck on March 1st because I ain't doing it. I was like, I'll see it on March 1st. And then we can run below the 40, you know what I'm saying? And then April 1st, we can hit it. You know? Like, I ain't doing it. I I cannot do another winter like this winter. Y'all, I thought I was gone a couple times. When Chuck started sliding back trying to go up the ramp and we'd go up the ramp, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, hell no. And he over there just as calm. Like, he never freaked out. I was like, dude, can you freak out with me to let me know that I'm normal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on here? He was not. Yes, shut it down. Yes. But he was not freaking out at all. I'm like, how can you stay so calm? He was like, what was the point of me getting upset? You know what I'm saying? He said, what was the point of me getting overly excited? I had to think about how I'm going to save you from going through that glass, and how he said I had to think. And I was like, oh, my God. And then to see the truck go down right in front of me, I'm still shaking, and this is why I am smoking again. The winter and all this stuff that's been going on done drove me crazy. So, yep, I'm smoking again. I'll quit again eventually. I'll quit again eventually. But I was like, okay, this vape thing, it just ain't cutting it. I need a cigarette. I was like, okay, I couldn't deal. I couldn't deal. But yeah, so there's definitely been some funny moments, especially because I was sick last week and I'm hanging out the window throwing up and everything, and he was just like looking like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Bruh, I think we got some food poisoning or something somewhere because I was sick." Yeah. What about when we sleep? Okay, so hold up. It went out. So we were going up a ramp to park. We were in Iowa. We were going up a ramp to park. And it was just ice everywhere, Beast. I'm talking everywhere. Like there was no spraying, there was no nothing, but the road was a little better the highway was a little better to drive on than the ramps because they weren't doing anything with the ramps. And so this was the same night that we, you know what I'm saying, that we slid, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, well, there was a truck. We had good speed. We were heavy on the back. We had good speed, but it was going up a hill, and this truck was in front of us, and he decided to creep up the hill. So I was like, okay. So then we had to slow down. So when we got halfway, Panda started sliding back down the hill. I was like, Panda, what you doing? I was like, we not going for it. And he was like, yeah, I know. He was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. He said, oh, the trailer is going one way, tractor is going another. I said, what you mean? I was like, oh my God. Y'all, I'm over there freaking out. And he was like, I got it. Now it's doing what I wanted to do. Now it's doing what I wanted to do. And I'm like, what you mean now it's doing what you want to do? We slide backwards. We not going forward. What do you mean? You know, but we did it like 3 times and couldn't get the truck to go up the hill because of the ice. It was just ice, you know, and it was a steep hill and we were heavy. We had no momentum. So he would back it all the way up. He let it slide all the way down and then he would try it again. Then he let it slide all the way down. And I'm just like, dude, and we about to go off the road here on the, you know what I'm saying, on the side of the ramp. And by it being a little hill, it was like a little, you know, like a little bluff. And I was like, bruh, are we going down that bluff? And he was like, oh, no, no, no. He said, don't you feel the traction? I feel what? I don't feel nothing. I feel we are sliding because I can see that we're sliding backwards. That's all I can feel. It's what I can see. So, but anyway, so we couldn't get the truck to go up the ramp. We tried it 2 or 3 times. So he backed up and got back on the highway. And when he got back on the highway, we went and eventually we got off. Whoever walk gonna be long. Okay. Eventually we ended up pulling on to another ramp, you know, down the road, and that's where we had the little not really accident, but that's when the truck jackknifed those 1, 2, 3 times, and when it went sliding all the way to the bluff, you know, with no guardrails. So that's when that happened. It was the same night, and I was like, oh my God. I said, you know what? That's it. And when the truck stopped, it didn't tip over or nothing like that. He was like, okay, that's it. We parked. I was like, wow. And cause when he looked at me and he said, my foot is on the brake and the truck is still sliding. I have done all I can do. He said, that's it. But he never freaked out. I was saying, what did you guys think was going to happen if you made it to the top? Oh, we were going to park. We were going to park. I was saying, what did you guys think was going to happen if you made it to the top? Don't you think you guys would have been sliding down here? Oh, no, we were going to park at the rest area right on the top. Yeah, there was a rest area right up there on the top. And so I was just like, okay, and then going down, it wasn't bad. Like the incline going down wasn't as bad as the incline going up. It was almost kind of flat, you know. And I was like, okay, because it was like literally going up a hill. But on the highway, because of the traffic, the amount of traffic that had been on the highway was a little warm. Although it was not spraying, because you know they tell you look for the spray of the water coming off the tires or whatever, so you can see if it's ice or what, you know, because when you got that glare, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell if that is just water or if it's ice. And it was literally ice. And so I was like, okay, but yeah, so we just couldn't get up there, and I was like, man, you know, because the rest area was like right on top of the hill. It was like this, and then this, and then the ramp going down. It may have went like that. It really wasn't like a bad decline, But that, and I was like, man. So, but he did it. We eventually stopped. Not the way we wanted to, but we eventually stopped. So I was like, all right. But y'all, let me tell you, this winter, like I said, has, yes, the fishtail, yes, because it when he went to make that first turn, because we realized that that wasn't a good ramp, and when he went to make that first turn, because you had to go down the ramp, turn left, and then turn left again, and it was a huge curve to get back onto the highway. All of that was ice. And so when he made that first turn, the truck started to jackknife, and he straightened it up. Then he got ready to make the second turn. It started to jackknife again, and he straightened it up. So we made the turn. Then we just started sliding on the ice, and he was like, I'm stepping on the brake. I have done, and the truck is still sliding. He said, I've done all I can do. And he said, that's it. And I was looking at him like, what do you mean? Oh, no, 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 Beast. No ice road truckers. Hell no. And we watch that show all the time. Kudos to the lady, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And kudos to old boy going across the lake, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, them people cut from a different cloth, man. I'm just like, but I'm just like, oh, I want to do that because you know him. He's like, when you do ice road truckers, he said, that's it. That's it. I was like, well, you'll be doing ice road truckers by your damn self because I'm not doing it. Like, hell no. I ain't doing it. Have y'all seen that show? That is crazy. I'm just like, even the roads, they make the roads as they're going. And I'm just like, he wants to do it. I'm like, bro, lost your mind. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But he's like an adrenaline junkie. You know what I'm saying? He wants to do everything that is exciting and everything that says, you know what I'm saying, hey, this is almost impossible. He wants to do that kind of stuff. I'm just like, not doing it, not doing it. Well, me too, Eminem, and I'm glad that you all made it too. And everybody, because this has just been a crazy winter. I'm glad that everybody was safe, because it was just crazy. And the weather could change just like that. Just like that. And I'm just like, man, Well, all right, people. I have to go home and start cooking this meal for my friend and her family. I think it's like, oh my God, I think she said she had like 15 people over. So I'm going to cook dinner for them and take it over to something simple like spaghetti. Going to order some chicken, making a salad or something. Should I make them a cake? I hate bought cake. I don't like cake anyway. But, people kept bringing us cakes and stuff, and they were good cakes, you know what I'm saying? Well, they look good. I only ate a piece of one, because I don't like cake. But should I make them a cake? Should I make a cake? Maybe I should make a cake. I don't know. Let's see how I feel when I get home because it's raining. But anyway, well, all right, y'all. You all be careful. I am going to enjoy this time off because I need it and everything. You all be safe out there. You too, Beast. You have a blessed day, too. And tell Beauty I